Welcome to this video. My name is Eva and I hope you have a wonderful day. So I got asked recently on my Instagram account if I can share an update and where I am at in my life, and yes, so of course I can and now I will. And I'm currently on the Canary Islands, so it worked out perfectly because I could find the work online and my university is online, so now I could go. And I'm currently in Gran Canaria and in Las Palmas, and Las Palmas is basically the big city of Gran Canaria. And I'm super grateful to be here because I realized the last 2 months when I was in Germany that in the beginning I was so happy to see my family and friends again, but after some time I was just sick of the crisis that is going on and how it is handled by the German government. I don't personally think that how it's handled was so good. So I don't know, for me Germany at this point of my life is just not a place where I feel good, where I feel that I can enjoy life. So for me the Canary Islands at that moment works so well because here the mentality is a lot different. And I don't say that German mentality is wrong, it's just at this point of my life and the way that I am, I think for me the Canarian culture is just a better fit. I think, yeah, at least like here I feel a lot more happy, and also the climate is very warm, so that's amazing. And yes, so that's why I'm super grateful to be here in the Canary Islands. I plan to stay here until April and I want to go back, but I don't want to live with my parents because I love them, but I feel like for my personal growth it's best if I live in different places. So that's actually my goal, to live in different countries. Also my goal, my dream is I would love to go to Asia. Especially I would love to go to Vietnam and to where else, to Indonesia. I think that would be super amazing. And yeah, but I will see, because now a lot is closed, I think. Yeah, but I will see. That's the goal, to live in different countries for a year or for 6 months. That's really the goal. But for now I'm pretty happy on the Canary Islands and it's a very good fit. And also something like a big change that happened is that I'm in a relationship, and I got asked to share more about it. And to be honest, because it's my first relationship that is like a real relationship, it feels very vulnerable, and so I don't want to go so much into detail and yeah, or just show videos. I think at this point I'm just not ready, but I would love to share with you some of the learnings that I've had, and yeah, just some of the things that I think are super important and that I had to learn. So the first one is definitely that sometimes it's not really, when you have an argument, it's not really an argument with your partner, but it's much more an argument with your own ego. So for example, when my partner and I have an argument, and it's like, and my ego is like, you want to win, you're right, you have to win. But what I always have to remind myself in a relationship, that it's not really about winning, but it's a lot more about finding a solution and not trying to do your own thing, but really try to find what is best for both people, so that the other person also feels heard. And because the thing is, if you always want to win, because I feel like I'm a very driven person, so I want to achieve things and I want to win and all of that, but in a relationship you cannot do that, because then the other person feels like, you know, sad or something. And the thing is, if you like someone really much, then and the other person feels sad, then you also feel sad. So that's not the way to go, and that's really something I have to learn and have to remind myself, to let go of ego and to really always find a compromise if it's possible, find a solution. What I love so much, there's a YouTube channel, it's called Psychology in Seattle, and it talks about different different topics in psychology, especially also about couples therapy and family therapy, and it helped me so much because it's a super nice professor, and he basically analyzes trash TV, the characters of trash TV, so you basically see what you're doing wrong in other people, and it really helped me a lot to improve my communication and to just be more differentiated and to hold back and to not say everything but really think a little bit before I talk. But still, I make so many mistakes, and I think this is the second big learning thing that I've learned, is that when you're single or when you're not in a relationship, you don't really think about many things, because for you it's just natural. You just do certain things and you just have certain habits, and some of these habits are positive or negative, and you don't really notice so much because it's just your normal. But then when you live more time and when you spend more time together with a different person, this person can really show you that some of the habits that you have are not really good. For example, a habit that I have is that I sometimes say, for example, there's an event and I don't want to go, or I maybe want to go but I'm not sure if I can because I have so many other things to do, like university or work. So for me it's a little bit like I'm not sure if I can go. So what I do is I say, okay, I will think about it, and that's actually really bad because then the other person is not sure, you're not sure, and it's much better if you just say from the beginning, hey, I will probably don't make it, or if you just say I don't go, or if you're really not sure, then you can say, okay, I will probably don't make it, don't count on me, and I will tell you as soon as possible, because it's just hard for another person to make plans or something if you are a flaky person. So this is something I need to work on, and there are just so many more things that I need to work on, but I want to work on it, and it really helped me to understand that you don't need to see critique as something that you are a bad person, because you can be a great person but have a lot of bad habits, and you can change these habits, and it takes time and you have to really work on them, but you can change them. And when, for example, the partner or the boyfriend says, hey, this is not good the way you do it, then to not take it as an offense, and instead of saying, hey, but you're also a really shitty person, say instead of that, just say, okay, and I try to change that, and to really try to change that, not just say it, but to write a list and try every day to work on it so that you remember it and really make an improvement. Because I think a good relationship should really be about growth, where both partners have certain habits and they might be not as good, so you help the other person to improve their habits and to just live a better life and become a better person. And I definitely think that if you work on your relationship, that you can become a better person, like more patient, more loving, more forgiving. And that's just something I learned, and I'm still learning. Another big point that I've learned is that a relationship is a little bit like a mirror. So those qualities that you have and are very often the partner has it, the boyfriend has it also. So for example, if you like super lazy, if you don't have your life together and you're just super lazy and all of that, you will probably attract a partner who has also those qualities. So I think sometimes you can see in your partner maybe some things about yourself, and that can be very uncomfortable, because for me, I always was like, yeah, I'm okay, but sometimes there are some things that I really need to work on. And so one big thing was this just mirror thing. And there's also what I had to learn is that the more love I give, the better the relationship will be. Because for me, I had this trauma. I think that I saw certain women over-giving for a man, and they just were not appreciated. The more the woman gives, the more she was looked upon by the man, so the man was just not disrespecting her fully. So I had this trauma that I whenever I gave something to a man, like for friends, I was just you know, giving and not really caring. But whenever I gave something to my boyfriend, I felt bad. Like I felt like dirty, like I am not true to myself. And yeah, and I slowly had to learn that it really depends a lot on the guy's character, and that not everyone tries to exploit you or something, and that you can really give, and that it's actually really beautiful to give. And the more you give, the more it comes back to you. And of course there's this thing where at one point, for example, when you always make the bed, maybe your partner at one point will just not notice. So you can make the bed and then one day you don't make it, so that your partner realizes that you always do this thing. So yeah, just find a balance. But definitely I think the more love you give and the more you work on yourself, the better the relationship will be. And yeah, and another thing that I think is super important and that I definitely noticed is it's important to have your own life, and be financially independent, of course. But about the own life is that you have your own friends, that you have your own work, that you have your own business, and that you can be happy on your own. And I think this makes such a big difference in a relationship quality. And for me, especially because my partner is from the Canary Islands, so for me now going to the Canary Islands is a little bit more tricky to find friends, because obviously he already has his big friend group. But yeah, it's just, I think, important to also do things alone, find friends on your own. Yeah, that's really important, because if not, then your happiness more and more depends on the guy. So when the guy has a bad, or your partner has a bad day, then you're also like kind of cranky. But when you have your own life, you have other sources of happiness, and you know that you independently from your partner can be happy, and that's super important. And about financial independence, I think that's just one of the most important things, because when you have a fight with your partner, and I know, like, if I would separate with my boyfriend, I would be super sad, of course, but I would, you know, still be able to manage my life because I saved up a lot of money. But if you don't have that, then you're in a really bad situation. So I think saving up money is just the most important thing, and having full control over your own finances is just for me the basic of a good relationship in a way. So and the next, and I think the last big thing that I want to share is to also be more forgiving, but also give your partner and yourself time to change. Because before that I was always like, okay, this I don't like, so I will break up. But now I really think that you have to work on things together. And yeah, that's just a big learning thing that I deal with as well. But I would definitely say that you cannot change your partner's character. Like, you can change habits, I believe in that, because I changed so much, for example, my communication skills, and I still want to change a lot. But the character of your partner you cannot change. That's just super hard, because they have to want to change it, and that's very often the person does not want to change it, and it's very hard. So I think just having, you know, a deadline at one point where you say, okay, this is the day and I want to make it work. Or also to be honest with yourself and to say, okay, maybe there's a deal breaker, and this is not figure outable, this is just a deal breaker and we have to separate, and then not go together. I think you have to have that date, because otherwise what could happen is that you always have this one deal breaker and you maybe avoid it, never talk about it, and then it's always there, and then the years pass by and you realize, hey, this is not the relationship that I want to have for the rest of my life, but you never separate. And I think that's just not fair towards you and your partner, because you both deserve someone who is compatible in that way. Yeah, so these are just some things that I've learned about a relationship. I could really talk a lot more about it, maybe at one point I will, but it's just, I just really love it. It's really, I think when you work on yourself and when you like personal development, then a relationship could be amazing for that, because there's so much you can learn together. And yeah, and I think it's just when you have a partner and the relationship is good, it's, you know, life just becomes so much more fun. I think, even though I believe that being single you can also have so much fun, but yeah, it's just a different season in my life, and maybe in the future I will share more about it. And yes, and that's it for this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you have similar experiences with this, like with your relationship, for me, as I said, it's my first real relationship, so I will see how it goes. Probably I will make a lot of mistakes, but I hope that I learn from them and not hurt the other person in the process of it so much. And yes, if you have any more questions or anything, write them down in the comment section. If you want to learn more, follow me on Instagram, because I share a lot more about my personal life in Instagram. And I also want to encourage you, if you're interested in health and you want to just improve your health and learn more about the raw vegan diet, then definitely check out the raw vegan meal plan, because it's an amazing collection of my favorite recipes. It's a great meal plan and a lot of tricks and advice about a raw vegan diet and a fruit-based diet specifically. So if you're interested, check it out. It's completely free and you can just put in your email and then download it. So super simple. That's it. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more information and life updates. But like the overall topic is a fruit-based lifestyle. And yeah, so have a wonderful day and see you soon. Bye bye.